Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also make sure you turn off your hot and cold water supplies. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Samsung Washer Water Inlet Valve. It's going to be a very easy repair and it's only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new water inlet valve. The water inlet valve is what lets cold water into the washer. The main reason to be changing it out is if one of the solenoids has failed and you're not getting any cold water, or the body is cracked and you're getting water leaking on the floor. In order to change the part, we have to go around back and take off the cold water fill hose. Now that we're around back, we can throw a towel down on the floor to catch any water that may come out, and then we can use the pliers to loosen up the fill hose. Once you have it loose, you can just unscrew it by hand. Once you have the hose off, we can take the top off the washer. We're going to use our Phillips screwdriver to take out the screws. Now that we have the screws out, we can pull the top off. All you have to do is grab onto the top on each side, pull it back so the lip releases from up front, and then you can lift the top off and set it aside. Now that we have the top off, we have access to the water inlet valve. It's right here behind where the hose hooked up. We have 4 wire connectors and 4 hoses that we have to take off. The connectors are color coordinated. There's little colors right here on each one, but if you want to write it down or take a picture so you don't get them mixed up, that would be a good idea. We're going to take off the red one over here. All you have to do is pull these off. There's no locking tab. So we got red, blue, black, and the white one. Once you have them disconnected, you can get the connectors out of the way. We're going to take the hoses off. If you want, you can take a picture, same as the connectors. We're going to take a magic marker and just write down the connector color on each hose, so when we put them back on, we don't mix them up. So this one's white, this one's black, this one's blue, and the other one was red. Now that we have the hoses marked, we're going to throw a towel down underneath the water inlet valve, so when we take off the hoses, any water that may fall out doesn't get on the motor or anything. Once you have the towel in there, we can grab our pliers and compress the clamps and pull them up. Once you have them up far enough, you can pull the hose off the water inlet valve. If it's on there tight, you can use a flathead screwdriver to help pop it off. Once you have this one off, we can go do the other 3. Now that we have the hoses off, we can take the water inlet valve off the cabinet. We're going to use our Phillips screwdriver to take the screws out. Once you have both screws out, you can reach in and pull the water valve and the towel out of the washer. Here's the old water inlet valve next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. In order to put the new water valve in, we're just going to lower it down into the washer and then feed the fitting through the back where the hose hooks up. Once you have it in place, you can set it down for a second and we can use the Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in. To put the screws in, we're just going to lift the valve up so the screw holes are aligned, and then we can use the Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in. Now that we have the water inlet valve mounted, we can go inside and attach the hoses. To reattach the hoses, we're going to grab them and make sure we put the right one on the right fitting on the valve. All you have to do is push the hose on all the way until it bottoms out against the valve. Then we can grab the pliers and move the clamp down so we get a good seal. Once you have this one done, we can go do the other 3. Now that we have all the hoses connected, we can reconnect the wiring harnesses. To reconnect the wiring harnesses, all you have to do is push them onto the solenoid terminals. They don't lock on, just make sure they go on all the way so you get a good connection. We got red, then blue, and on this side we have black and white. Now that we have the new water inlet valve installed, we can put the top back on the washer. When you're putting the top on, you want to make sure you set it back far enough so that this little cutout goes onto the post, and then we can push it forward and lock it into place. So all you have to do is set it down far enough, and then you may have to press down on each side to make sure those engage, and then press it all the way in so the front goes into the control panel. Once you have it in place, we can use our Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in to hold the top down. Now that we have the top back on, we can connect the fill hose. To put the fill hose back on, you just want to carefully line it up and start it by hand so you don't cross thread it and damage the threads on the water valve. Once you have it snug, we can grab our pliers and tighten it down so we get a good seal. Once you have it tight, you can plug the washer back in, turn the water back on, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.